And we're live. Good evening. What's up, Charger Mopar, the 40-year carnivore? Wait a couple seconds here, see if people hop on. This is like a impromptu stream. Hey, Becky. hey, Nelly. So I just decided that I would hop on here and just hang out, see if anyone would show up, maybe talk about some random stuff. Hello, Lucy Johnson. I think I know who you are. Think you might be related to my wife. It's been a good day of live videos. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, there's supposed to be a 24-hour live stream on Homestead How next month sometime. I think I wrote it down. I think the last one was was 10 hours. But I don't typically go live on Thursdays. I was like, do you know what? I'm kind of bored. Just thought I would get on here and chill and maybe answer some questions if people had questions, maybe go over some comments that I've got or those types of things. Yeah, I like that picture of that steer back there also. I think I got that at Hobby Lobby. I was like, yep, I have to buy that. This picture right here came from Nelly, actually. There in the chat. I believe she painted that herself. So, yeah, I wish I had those skills. I used to be able to draw like pot leaves, but that was a long time ago. Oh, I should. Yeah, I mean, I could go live and watch me eat. I've considered it, but I'm kind of a caveman. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was on JT's live stream. We live streamed the other day. That was cool. We were able to sit and talk after that live stream for quite a while. Got a couple things on my schedule coming up. I came out with that video where I said I'm still fat, and I got a lot of messages about that. So I scheduled with myself a DEXA scan for this Saturday to see how much fat and muscle and stuff I actually have in my body. So I was like, I've told people to early on in my carnivore diet, like you need non-scale victories and measurements. I'm like, well, I could go, hey, what's up, Dave? But I'm going to get that DEXA scan just so I have a baseline to see how I am when it comes to fat. I'm really hoping that all my visceral fat is gone. And I think a lot of the stuff I think is fat is just loose skin and in my head. I still wrestle with feeling like I'm overweight, which is completely weird to me. The scan I got, it's the one that I'm going to was $105. And if you schedule like more than one at a time, it'll go down. So it depends. It's worth the $100 for me just to have that baseline measurement on the scan. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I'm picturing like going through one of those airport video things. Yeah, the mind games are intense. That's yeah. Cuddle for life. Hey, Alex from the UK. I can throw these up there. Yeah, Dave from the UK. Let's going back to this mind games thing. Yeah, the mind games we play are intense. I was actually reading an article earlier today about someone who lost a bunch of weight on a carnivore diet paired with Ozempic. And it got me thinking about, you know, part of the thing it said, the lady said was that, it took her cravings away and it really dulled her like addictions to food and thinking about food. I was just thinking, okay, well, I'm glad that you lost all that weight. You went on a carnivore diet and Ozempic, if it helped you lose the weight, sure. But now what happens when you can't take it? Do you have to wrestle with those, mind games again? Or, do you now have to wrestle with the mind games that you didn't wrestle through because you were on medication? Hello, Fort Worth. Hey, Aaron. It's Aaron. Okay, so Weight Watchers is pushing Ozempic too these days. Interesting. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but if it helps someone lose weight and they get health quicker, but I'm just afraid that it's one of those things where it's like being skinny fat. That's probably not a good that's probably not a good analogy, but it's like exercising a muscle but never exercising. You're going to have to exercise your brain when it comes to the way you think about food. And I wonder if, yeah, shortcuts never work. Um, I wonder if it's one of those things. It's like you just got to crutch, you got to crutch, got to crutch, and when it gets taken off, are you going to fall? Hey, Tracy. Oh, my wife's on here. I wonder where she's at. She's not even home. Yes, someone's watching the kids. Skinny fat is the worst. I don't have any experience with Ozempic. I'm gonna read this. I went across Dr. Gundry. Oh, okay, I've heard of that guy. And he said that carnivore diets cause higher inflammation, which was proven to be wrong. And then he spoke about vascular stiffness and stickiness. Yeah, I've seen the Dr. Gundry guy. I think yeah, I mean, I don't know him so well, but I've seen a lot of his stuff debunked. But carnivore diet cause higher inflammation. That's literally the opposite. And I think sometimes when people think about like carnivore diets, they're like they're eating hamburgers with all the stuff or pizza because it has meat on the pizza, being a meat eater in general. But no, that's higher inflammation. That's crazy. I mean, that's ridiculous. So the other day I was talking to the JT on here and he was saying something about, uh, you know, giving himself permission to make a decision. And I was like, okay, I was thinking about it in my mind and I kind of changed it like to permission to change. And I guess I'll ask the question, have you given yourself permission to change? Because I think a lot of us either like change or don't like change or we romanticize change, but don't necessarily want to put in the work. But have you ever thought about giving yourself permission to change? I'm not even sure that's a good way to say it, but what does that make you think? Oh, here we go. Chris Pratt double. Oh yeah. Yes. And I think I got a video of myself on the guitar playing the guitar singing Little Sebastian from Parks and Rec. So I can play a guitar and be Johnny Karate. I'm not sure I'm going to play this video, but if I could even find it. You just get a sneak peek of it.
Up in horsey heaven, here's the thing. You trade your legs for angels' wings. And once we've said goodbye,
This
you take a running leap and learn to fly.
Bye, Little Sebastian.
Miss you in the satisfaction.
I can't believe I'm showing this.
Little Sebastian, you 5,000 candles in the wind.
So not only am I Chris Pratt's doppelganger. Yeah. Let me see this. Yeah, I'm still looking for a new primary doctor. It's hard to find doctors these days, in my opinion. I watched your videos before I started Connor. Really helped my journey. Thank you. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching the videos. I'm still surprised that anyone's even on here watching this after watching that that video. They're gonna be hopping off, but I've said it over and over again, but I'm just a regular guy that went on the carnivore diet because I found I had diabetes, and I started learning things about myself and diet and the way I was thinking and getting control. And I just started sharing my story, and it impacted people. And every time someone says it impacted them or helped them, I'm still blown away. So I'm thankful that it did that, and I'm humbled by it. Yeah, I mean, it was off key singing, but that's all right. What did that say? YouTube failed to notify me when you went live. I did have the notification bell on. Just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure why it wouldn't notify you. It notified me a half hour in advance, but I just came out with this last minute. Thought we would come in here and chat. Ricky Lee, what's up, man? Your doctor keeps telling you to get a colonoscopy. Okay. Cool. Are you having problems? How old are you? That would be my question. Oh, nice. Carnivore for Life. Becky just started watching your videos today. Shark Air, my glucose is high today. It was 107. I mean, 107's not the best, but if your average was 10, I know this off the top of my head. If your average glucose was 107 over 3 months, your A1C would be 5.4. And I'm not just that smart in my head. That was literally like, that was literally because that's what my fasting glucose was last time I got it checked. I'm not like Rain Man. So Becky over here says she's watching anyone I can just to learn more. Day 16 on carnivore. And that's funny. Well, I guess it's not funny, but Becky, I remember my 16th day in carnivore. I was out mushroom hunting in the woods, walking around thinking, whoa, I lived 16 days. I'm still alive. This is a miracle. how did I, I thought there's no way you could just eat meat and live. And I was like just starting to notice that I was losing weight and starting to feel better. That was about the time I started noticing like I'm feeling better. So 16 days. Next thing you know, you'll be over 500 days like I am. Yeah. Smash like, everyone, until that YouTube is spread the live to more people. Yeah, that's a good question, Shark Hair. Nelly says, do you mean in the morning? Because in the morning, your the dawn phenomenon, when you wake up, your body, your liver will give you a dose of sugar just to get going. I literally knew nothing about that a little over a year ago. I knew nothing about the metabolism and how that stuff worked. And it will be higher right after you wake up. So that's not probably the best time. It's awesome. I'm trying to look through these comments. Okay, so you had bariatric surgery 21 years ago, lost 126 pounds. That's awesome. Been stalled for 20 years, but carnivore is working. Yeah, I mean, the thing about carnivore, it's not considered a weight loss diet. A lot of people will lose weight on it, but it's one of those things. It's like it gets rid of all the inflammatory foods, all the foods that like will cause like I was saying, inflammation and gut problems, and man, so many different things. And it eliminates all these different foods from your diet that may be affecting you, but then it also gives you adequate nutrition. And for me, I don't think I have a sensitivity to a lot of foods. I think maybe cheese is a problem for me, but the nutrition is the key. So I'd be less worried about what your weight is and more concerned about making sure you have adequate nutrition, because when you have adequate nutrition, your body's is gonna thrive. I need more practice with this. I'm used to having a helper. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't care for losing weight. My sciatic pain and arthritis is gone. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about, because I've had sciatic pain and deal with arthritis, and that is an amazing win. That's an amazing win. Yes. Yes. Amazing win. It's not just about weight. Yeah. Fasting a 108. It's not, I mean, that's, I wouldn't like to see that fasting number higher than 108, but 108, I think you're fine, especially if you're eating a good diet, staying away from the carbs and the sugars. Just keep talking, Aaron. You ever, I'm one of those people that get tired of hearing my own voice. So it's hard for me to want to talk constantly. Hmm. Yeah, I see you guys posting your blood pressures and stuff. I was having high blood pressures before I did carnivore, and sometimes it'll still spike up, but typically at home when I'm relaxed, my blood pressure is like 127 over 82 or 83. Oh, you would say don't worry unless it goes over 200. Yeah. I mean, like while fasting, low hundreds, in my opinion, is where you want it. No higher than that. Wow. A sugar addict and have been clean since March. Just the fact that you could say you're a sugar addict proves to me that you're on the right track. Don't they teach you that in Alcoholics Anonymous? The first thing you got to do to fix your problem is like admit you have a problem. A lot of talk about xylitol. You're welcome. Okay, here we go. Ricky fell off the wagon. He made burritos again. Just meat, beans, onions, and cheese and sour cream. So next time you make burritos, no beans, no onions, but you can have the sour cream and cheese on the weekends only. Okay. And now I told you what you can do, so gave you permission. But obviously, you can do whatever you want. Sounds good. Just made homemade carnivore crisp. I use two crazy ketos recipe. Maybe I should look into that. I've made my own beef jerky with just beef and salt. I don't know if you're at your Costco, but like if there's Costco near you, at the Costco near me, they sell these like thin ribeyes, not ribeyes, New York strips that I put in my dehydrator and just salt them. And like that is my go-to. Like if I'm ever going out of town or on a trip for food to eat, I'll just eat the jerky, and it's like surprises me how satiating jerky will be. I make burritos as a cheat with boiled cabbage leaves for now. I still haven't gone full carnivore. Yeah, I mean, that's ketovore, keto. I don't think everyone probably has to go full carnivore, has to, but I would always recommend that they try it just to see how they feel, to see how much better they would feel. It's worth, it's worth the experiment because you never know how much better you'll feel. The hardest part for me, like doing carnivore and like when I did lion diet, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go back on carnivore and like adding in just like cheese and sour cream and stuff, even in small amounts, started making me feel worse. And then I wasn't sure exactly what was making me feel worse. I know if you're gonna do a real elimination diet, you're supposed to bring the stuff back in, add the stuff back in slowly, but I've never had this discipline to do that. Hey, Silver Creek Aquatics. Oh yeah, that's a good thin ribeye from Aldi, salt, pepper, thyme, and butter. I am literally not hungry. I ate a pound of hamburger for lunch with a little bit of heavy cream at the end, and the same for dinner. And I could barely eat the pound of hamburger. I was so full, which is funny because the other when I was that last video came out where I was like kind of struggling with my weight. I'm back down to 230 pounds, and it just blows me away that I could fluctuate weight that much, and like I have not been eating that much at all. I haven't even been hungry. I feel like I just missed a bunch of stuff on here. I just found your channel at first. I thought you're well, you need to after you get off this, go back and watch the video where I just played a video of myself singing "Bye Bye Little Sebastian," 4,000 Candles in the Wind from Parks and Rec, which Chris Pratt did. Yeah. I quit dairy altogether. I have quit dairy altogether multiple times, and then I've added it back. I I just I just keep going. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and keep changing. And I guess I really wrestled like, what do I really need to cut out? What what is me just being OCD or legalistic, or what is like actually something that doesn't make me feel good? And I feel like if I just add a little bit of dairy here and there, it's not that bad for me. But it can, I try not to put cheese on my hamburger and stuff like that because I feel like that affects me with like a little bit of heavy cream or maybe a little bit of sour cream or better yet, like homemade creme fraiche. But if you feel like you need to quit the dairy, then quit the dairy. And if you decide to add it back in, then add it back in. Make sure it's the best you can get without a bunch of other random ingredients in it. And if you don't feel good, then take it out. It's not worth it. Life is experiment. May as well experiment daily, find new things or education on a constant. Yeah. Come on, Ricky. This is a family channel. That okay. The burritos turned out a huge log. Okay, one, that just means there was a lot of stuff in that burrito that you didn't need to eat. Your body didn't want it, nor need it, nor absorb it. It didn't need it. So you might as well just throwing it right in the toilet in the first place. Yeah, when it comes to cream cheese, check the ingredients on that. Like there'll be like store brands and like Philadelphia cream cheese, and just look at all the different cream cheeses and look at the ingredients on the back. You'll be surprised. And also, when it comes to ingredients, like you'll read that it says no sugars, no carbohydrates, and then ingredients it'll be dextrose or sugar, and you're like, that's not true. So they watch out for that marketing ploy. Yeah, I usually will buy Philadelphia because like Kroger brand where I'm at has extra stuff in it. But cream cheese is one of those things I love, but I can't eat it. It always inflames me every time. I like that. Dr. Kilt says minimize the bad and maximize the good. I 100% agree with that. I no longer fast till noon or later. I eat lettuce and cucumber with olive oil and vinegar, and protein today was a hamburger. So doing more keto diet. I have not tried the ice cream. Kerrygold has 2-year-old aged cheddar. I'm not sure on this, but I've heard that people said, because I've ate cheddar and had like inflammation problems after eating it, and people are like, it's orange artificially. And I'm like, oh, I never considered that. Yeah, what made it orange? Does anyone know? Exactly. See, huge logs, knobs. Is that a good shirt idea? Susan says, I only eat a tiny bit of Parmesan and have a splash of lactose free milk in my 2 cups of tea a day. Yeah, so like very minimal. Gave up cheddar. Stilton and brie. I actually had some brie the other day because there's a guy I've been coaching that keeps talking about the brie he eats. And I was like, I'm going to try some brie. And I ate some and it was okay. It was weird because I cooked it with some eggs and my house smelled like Waffle House. It was the weirdest thing. But I can't say I'm a huge fan of brie. But I did not get inflammation, so I'm a huge fan of that. Hey, Ashley, just joining. Cool. I'm just on here, just chilling with Kilby, just hanging out, answering questions, rambling. Yeah, cheese especially has things like guar gum, carob gum, dilacigor. I can't even pronounce that. Added absolute garbage. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. I just kind of looked up. I'm not sure if I'm caught up on comments and people are already answering this, but like, why is cheddar cheese orange? Because cheesemaker add orange coloring during the cheese making process. I guarantee if you look at cheddar cheese ingredients, it will never tell you that they added a dye to make it orange or what they added to make it orange. And obviously, I'm just Googling this. Always dyed. So I wonder if white cheddar would be better in general. No, there's no steak in the toilet. I hear about that all the time. Like everyone thinks they're constipated on a carnivore diet. It's like, no, it's because you're absorbing all the food. Yeah, sometimes I poop every day and sometimes I poop every 3 days. And this is what I thought I was going to grow up and do, is talk about poop on the internet. Yeah, cream cheese is high in lactose. I'm not. I don't think I have a lactose intolerant. Maybe. I know my wife has been wrestling with some allergies, and we think it might be eggs, but we're trying to get her to the dermatologist to kind of see what she's allergic to. I would like to do the same thing, just to know. I mean, if what they tell you is even true. It's supposed to be natural, but the orange color is supposed to come naturally from aging, not coloring added. Now, well, Mr. Google over here says it's always added. Anito was added. They initially were trying to color match the cheese to field eaten milk versus processed milk. Interesting. Okay. English cheddar doesn't have food coloring, the minerals in the grass. I'm learning new stuff today. That's good. Hi, Karen. Welcome. I'm behind here. That's good. How much do you think your exercise contributed to the weight loss versus carnivore? Um, well, I mean, I can't prove what it is, but I think I've heard different ratios of what people say. I'm going with 80-20. I think it's 80% diet and 20% exercise potentially. And whatever that means. And you don't have to exercise to lose weight, but I know that once you get proper nutrition, you're going to start moving more. So even if it's not like I'm going out and lifting weights or I'm going for a walk and exercising, you're going to be more active in general. So you're going to start moving more and then so that can be considered exercise. I say 80-20 because sounds good. Karen says cheese is my gateway drug, and I get bloats. That is every time I have cream cheese, I get bloated. And I was thinking about that, and I might have said it before, but if I have like a half pound of hamburger and add like 2 ounces of cream cheese and eat it, I'll feel completely full, but bloated, but not like so uncomfortably bloated that it's makes me feel gross. It just satiates me. I'm not saying that it should be a diet in itself, but I would have never noticed that just eating regular. There you go. The best cheddars from Cheddar George, Somerset, England. Oh, Becky, I found out I can't eat pork rinds. Pork rinds is one of those things that I did not let myself eat for about the first 8 months of myself on the diet because I was set in my mind like I'm not gonna snack. I'm not gonna snack. There's no point in snacking. Eat the food. Snacking is just it's almost like I guess it kind of reminds me of like weaning like if you wean yourself off something. I'll just have a little bit of this, a little bit of this. I'm like, no, just cold turkey. I don't need the food. I'll eat when I'm hungry and that's it. But I'm not gonna snack just because I'm bored. Because a lot of like when I used to smoke, I smoked because I was bored. That's how it's kind of weird way to look at it, but mhm. What does it say about white cheddar here? Yeah, some cheddar is blonde naturally, though. That's a good thing. What is your favorite health tool? Hmm. My shoes? I don't know. That's um I don't use it depends on what you mean by health tool. I don't like the scale. I hate scales. I really hate those scales that are supposed to like tell you how much skeletal muscle and fat and all that kind of stuff that you have. I hate those things because I believe they lie. Um, for me, controlling my fork, put on my shoes. I don't know, but blonde is always a good thing. That's funny. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, kind of. Mm. I see. Someone's 51S Springfield. You're just putting stuff about food. Chuck roast in the crock pot. Yes. Third hamburger cooked to pink in the center and Himalayan salt is great. Yes, it is. What does it say? Exercise is far more effective on keto carnivore diets. Your muscles burn blood sugar, which is not elevated. So then in turn, your local stores of sugar called glycogen. Yeah, I've never exercised more in my life than on the carnivore diet and never wanted to do it as much and be consistent, which is crazy because what you're always told is if you're going to like go for a long run or exercise or be active or do sports, you need the carb load. You need lots of carbs. But carb loading for me just made me sit in my chair and play video games. I've never been able to consistently work out until going on this diet. Later, Bob Blue. Have a good night. Yeah, so 85-15. I mean, I like 80-20 because the fat content's higher. What it's somewhere in there, and it probably depends. That's a veritable, how much diet to exercise. Just know that diet is more important than exercise. Get your diet right, get your nutrition adequate, and you'll want to exercise or at least do more. And don't think you have to exercise. Just do a little bit more than you would do before, which is not going to even be difficult because you'll want to do it. It's just going to happen naturally. And that being said, sometimes you might have to push yourself, make yourself a go and push yourself, see what you're made of. You might surprise yourself. For myself, exercise shapes my body, but on the diet is what is the diet has got the weight off. Yeah. Yeah. I am feeling much stronger these days. I don't know if I'm supposed to flex on here, or you can even tell, but like I'm getting way stronger than I was before. I'm starting to think. Let me start over. I know I was getting stronger, but when I started doing pull-ups the other couple weeks ago, I was like, I didn't realize that I could lift my weight. That just blew me away. I'll say it over and over again. It blew me away. I didn't know I could do pull-ups. I thought I was done with that for my whole life. Ever make pizza with hamburger crust? I have not. I have seen people making it like a chicken crust pizza. What does it say? The only way for your body to subsequently replenish glycogen stores is by gluconeogenesis, converting stored fat into blood sugar, which is subsequently converted back into glycogen. Stored for your next workout session. And I do know, like if you work out first thing in the morning, you can burn off that stored stuff right off the bat. Can't do pork rinds, give me a stomach ache. Some people can handle them, some people can't. My wife says that they fill her stomach up, and I was like, let me try. And I was like, yeah, if you eat a little bit, it turns into a lot more in your stomach for some reason. Ricky Lee throws rocks at pork rinds, just to let you know. He also throws rocks at vegetables. I designed a shirt specifically with Ricky in mind that says I throw rocks at vegetables. Let's see here. The average person has around 400 grams of glycogen stored in their muscles, kidneys, and liver. You can exhaust substantially all of that in under a minute of intense exercise. Yeah, I'm working out 5 days a week. And I've been doing a little bit more walking than running and trying to focus on HIIT workouts where I just get my blood, like just my body going like as quick as I can for a short period of time. So it's less stress and then just kind of walk it out. And I've really enjoyed it. I'll sprint up this hill and then just walk a little bit, listen to music, an audiobook. And then I'll go to this other hill and I'll run up it backwards because I heard if going backwards will help with some of knee stabilization because I kind of jacked up my knee doing squats. But I've enjoyed these walks. I still smoke. Yeah, smoking was one of the hardest things I ever quit doing in my life. I quit cold turkey 20 years ago, and I still don't know how I actually made it through it. I read my Bible a lot, and I stayed very busy. I worked with teenagers, and I was trying to be a good role model, so that helped too. Dr. Barry Love. Who's Dr. Barry? That's a joke. Every single video I release, someone says, you need to listen to Dr. Barry. Yes, I have listened to Dr. Barry. Really? I'm just catching up on all this stuff. Like an insult to someone. Yeah, you're just a health tool. Like a health nut. Freeze liver slices for 30, 40 minutes, cut up into small bits, pill size, put in the freezer bag, and take and swallow like a pill. Yeah. If you don't like liver, there you go. But don't be a health tool. Anyone try Chris cooking Nashville's pizza recipe? We tried it and loved it. Never even heard of it. Maybe I'll look that up later. I don't really do too many recipes these days. My go-to is like steak or hamburger. Not a lot of recipes. I'm busy all the time. And I freed up all this time not cooking recipes that I haven't got back to it, but maybe when it slows down at work, when it cools off. $73.27 burgers are the best. That video, my last vlog that came out where I ground all that burger, the fat content in that is very high, and it is some of the best burger I've ever had in my entire life. Best ever. I'm not even hungry and I want to eat some of it, so that's not good. So Nelly says, I also exercise way more than before on this diet. I just feel so much better. I know that Nelly talked my wife into doing 100, working up to 100 push-ups per month challenge. And she was able to get up, I heard 200. Were you able to do more than that? Are you continuing that? Because that's pretty impressive. I actually had the thought in my mind, like for my 500th, not 500th, 500th day on the carnivore diet, I was going to do 500 push-ups that day, and I chickened out. So I'm sorry, not inspiring. I'm a new sub to Kilby and like his style and humor. Thank you. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I had someone the other day told me I should make a shirt that says carnivores are funny. I need to try to be more serious. But I also think life is too short not to be able to laugh at stuff and find humor and stuff. Okay, here we go. Ricky, you're on a roll, man. I know I got stronger when I had to tackle a water bug the size of a rat that crawled up my arm under my pillow. It was huge. Now, did you go back to sleep? That's my question. squats, push-ups, leg lift, table tennis, do body weight exercises. I've been considering getting a rucksack because I've had people say get a rucksack, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do that. The one problem I see with the rucksack is that it looks like I'm wearing like a tactical vest, like I'm a police officer or something like that. I'm afraid in this neighborhood I live in that someone's gonna think I'm a cop or like strapped and like come over and try shooting me or something because my neighborhood's a little sketchy. Yes, HIIT is a good way to burn that glycogen. Yes, and I've switched to I've made limits for myself on my weightlifting. People are like lift heavy weights. So I've been using my curl bar only has 50, but then I have the one dumbbell that's 35. I'm gonna go get here within a day or two. I'm gonna go get a new dumbbell that's 50 pounds because I need to go higher because I'm able just to rock out these 35-pound dumbbell things pretty well, but I'm not going lower on my exercise machine. I got it stuck at 160 and I'm not dropping it when it comes to benches and lats and nubs. I'm going to max this thing out, then maybe I'll get a gym membership. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I did get Dr. Barry's face tattooed on my back. Yeah. It's like I got a Dr. Barry tramp stamp. I need to scroll on this faster. I'm getting way out of control. I throw rocks at liver. Yeah, who needs hey charger more who needs recipes with me? It's one of those things like I like the simplicity of the carnivore diet and with meat, but I do miss the art of cooking. Like there is an art to it. It's like someone painting and using like they're expressing themselves in their art and using their talent to create something. And I think doing that with food is there's nothing wrong with that. But I also think sometimes it's people just do it because they want more food. Just depends why you're doing it. Okay, so Nelly stopped at 200 and started a new challenge. Yes, no tactical vests in our neighborhood. I mean, I look so cool. Hmm. Oh, let's see this. I'm trying to get my family to eat healthier food. So if I make them the recipes with meat, eggs, cheese, like pizza, I know I'll get better than the store bought junk. Yes, I really like that because for me, my family is not on carnivore, but me going on carnivore has kind of forced or I would led my family to make better choices when it comes to food. And if you can make better foods that they like, but use better ingredients that you like agree with or are okay with, that's a good way to do it. It's a good practical way to serve your family. Try kettlebells and go way higher, 70 to 100 pounds with just one kettlebell and 2 6 so you can hit nearly every muscle group hard. Yes, I know nothing about kettlebells. Maybe I'll do some research. I'm gonna write that down because I see a lot of people using them, and I'm new to working out. I also want to make sure I don't get like too buff, because I look at people that are too buff and they're like, that looks weird. Heck yeah. Hello from Alabama. Hey, Julie. Welcome. 1 meat, 2 meat plus fire, 3 meat, fire, and salt. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, Karen's asking, what's everyone think of resistance bands? And if you already put the message in there, my apologies. I'm asking again, but the only time I've used resistance bands was when I was doing physical therapy. And I think that is a good way to get going. Nice low stress exercise. I guarantee there's an art to that. Oh, so they hurt your hands. How are you doing? Yeah, meat and cheese pizzas. Yeah. When I think of pizza, I think pepperoni. And when I eat pepperoni, I feel like crap. So there's no good pepperoni that I can eat. Even the spiciness in pepperoni, I cannot handle anymore. I used to be able to eat spicy foods. I cannot add any spice. Even black pepper makes me feel like trash. Heart attack burger. I think that's fake news, man. Yeah, doing seated exercises. Yeah, when I broke my foot last year, I had to greatly change the way I exercised. I was like, I was still able to lift weights and stuff like that, but I couldn't do push-ups. I could do sit-ups, but who wants to do sit-ups? I feel like I need some music in the background here. Atlantic City. This says my wife said something funny, but I must have missed it. Well, thanks for hanging out. Okay, Max, you seem like you know a lot about exercising, so that's good. Good resource. Resistance bands are great for getting into weight training inexpensively. There are some great YouTube channels that focus on weight training with a resistance band. Do a search and check them out. Yeah, the interwebs has a lot of stuff. See, I'm not caught up enough here. Bam. Okay, I finally caught up. Okay, so cutting out all nightshades. Yeah, let us know how that works. See if it affects your skin. I literally had a guy tell me at work last week, he's like, oh, because I haven't seen him for a while. He's like, oh man, you're looking pretty good. He's like, man, your skin looks good. I was like, oh, that was weird. Why are you telling me my skin looks weird? But I'd never really noticed it. And then I was like, no, looking at my foot, I'm like, some of my skin, I was like, yeah, my skin is better than it used to be. Oh my goodness. What would health tool background music be? I don't know. Some kind of techno something. Question: do you think eating high fat doesn't allow your body to burn the fat that's on the body? Should we be higher protein than fat? I think that is something that would depend on the individual. I would I would I would prioritize protein, find out how much protein your body needs for your height and your weight and try to prioritize that. That being said, a lot of those scales say this is the minimum you should get, but I would be like, let's say whatever what you think your optimal weight would be. Let's say me, 205 pounds. I could eat up to about 205 pounds, 195 to 205 pounds of, not pounds, ounces. What am I saying here? Whatever that optimal pound is, that many essentially grams of protein. So 195 to 205 grams of protein per day. And then the fat is the fuel. So if you're going to restrict anything, you can restrict some fat if you have fat to lose. If you have no fat to lose, eat that fat. The fat is what's going to make you have energy. And just this is ridiculous, but on Monday night, it was my daughter's 5th birthday, and I cooked New York strips for me, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my wife. And my wife and my mother-in-law, I ate all my wife's fat. I had my fat. A lot of them, they all cut off their fat, but I ate a lot of fat. And I was like, if I eat all this fat, I'm going to be up all night. I was literally up all night feeling like I was buzzing because I ate all that fat and it gave me all this energy. I couldn't even sleep. I should have like built something. Fat is energy. What is this? 10 push-ups and a half hour of cutting grass. Yep. See, cutting grass is exercise. One of the first things that happened when I was on carnivore is my lawnmower petered out, so I had to get another one, and I specifically bought one that was not self-propelled because I'm like, yeah, I'm on carnivore and I'm stronger now, so I'm gonna push this thing. Wild duck eggs, nice. Ricky wants to try quail eggs. Yeah, come over. I got a whole bunch of them right now. They are very tiny. When it comes to quail eggs, yeah, it's like 3 or 4 equals 1. But I have jumbo quails, so it's like 3 quail eggs is 1 egg. But when you raise something yourself, it makes you feel better. Nelly says, I lose weight without restricting the fat. When I cut down, my energy level starts to drop. Yeah, so you got to be careful with restricting the fat. And I have to be careful eating extra fat. I eat a New York strip is lean, but I buy the whole ones so they're not trimmed. There was a big chunk on it, but I was like, I'm eating all this. So much energy. Awesome. 8 quail eggs. They're better than chicken. They're better than chicken eggs, more yolk, but annoying to try to open. Yeah, you got to get quail scissors, and don't ever try to make deviled eggs or whatever. Peel them. Ooh, man, that's a pain. I got a machine that helps. Talk about squab. I like to eat squab. I like exotic meats. I had squab. So squab is just pigeon, but I've never had it. How about a 50 cartwheel a day challenge? The last time I did a cartwheel was in martial arts, and I jacked up my rib. So, but maybe I'll try it. Getting messages from random people. Nice. Is that a shirt idea? I don't have a self-propelled idea because I'm a carnivore. Real carnivores mow their grass without self-propelled. A banana garden. I wonder if stored fat utilization has a direct correlation to insulin levels being low. Maybe. I mean, that's a good question for a doctor. But it sounds right. I think I'm caught up. And it's been over an hour. It's been over an hour. Yeah. Real carnivores grow their grass ruminants. Yes, that is one of my goals in life. I do not see how it's attainable at this point, but I would love to raise my own animals to eat. I mean, I raise rabbits and quail, but ruminants would be awesome. And yeah, but that's going to take some time. The one thing I get to do is deer hunt. That's close, but deer are not grass fed, grass finished because they eat soybeans and whatever the corn that people put out. But I have one non-negotiable: no plants enter my mouth. Yeah, Alan, you are like running these marathons, and yeah, I'm pretty sure you're making this all look bad, Alan. But I got a Dr. Kenberry tramp stamp, so it doesn't, I'm already pretty bad. I'm going to have to get you off here in a minute, but I'm going to go show you guys something. I'm going to bring it over here. Focus. See that? That's like a week-old quail. My wife just pulled up and I could hear her in her van outside the garage listening to this. I'm just a regular dude feeling good on carnivore, going after life. Yeah, and Alan, you're in your mid 60s, correct? Well, this one will be either for meat or eggs. It depends if it turns out to be male. But I probably raise about 500 quail a year. Yeah, so Alan's 62, Becky, yeah, she's 68. Yeah, you guys are out there crushing it. It's never too late to change your diet and to get better. It's never too late to give yourself permission to change. All right. Well, this has been fun. Hey Ricky, I did send you that package, so it'll be here in a little while. Be there in a little while, so look out for it. So I want to thank all you guys for just hanging out on this live, just impromptu. Yes, they're cute until they get older. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out and talking. This has been awesome. Really appreciate all your guys' support and so thankful for it. It's helping me just be a better person. Yeah, thank you. Nelly, 48, but feeling better than I did in my 20s. Yes, I feel way better than I did in my 20s. My wife. I'll let my wife say hi and then we'll go, okay? Letter. Yeah, hop in there and say hi and goodbye.
Take over. Just kidding. Hi and goodbye. That's what I was told to say. Oh, you.
All right, we're going live next Wednesday. Don't listen to me. All right, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Toodles.